Again, this is Randy back in the shop. Today going to be working on doing a little maintenance on the lathe. I've had it for about 10 months now, and I used it like 10 hours and changed the oil in the headstock, and so it's been about 10 months since I've changed it. So I re-changed the oil in the headstock. When I originally changed it, I put a couple magnets inside the headstock to catch any metal debris, and there really wasn't anything on there, so I put fresh hydraulic oil in it, and thought I'd check the lathe for being level, and it was out of level some. It was tipped toward me in the front, so I got that all straightened around. But I thought I'd give you a tip on how to calibrate your levels. Steer sells these Steer 99 machinist levels. They got a cover for the vial, and you've got a vial here, and there's another little level on the end of it here, and these are accurate for 5 thousandths per foot, so each line is 5 thousandths. But when you go to level your machine, you have to check your levels to make sure that they're calibrated. So I thought I'd show you how to do that. It's not necessary that you have a granite plate, as long as you have something that's perfectly flat. Like I have, the first piece I had was a piece of marble here that I got from a marble countertops store. It was a piece of their scrap, and they gave it to me. But I'll swing around. I want to show you. Okay, now you can see that the bubble is off that way, and it's going to be off this way. Okay, what you do is you just move this around on here, and you'll find a spot where the level will kind of equalize itself right there. Okay, so the bubble's perfectly centered now, so move this just a little bit more. It's moving just for me touching it with my hand. So now I'll take a big 1, 2, 3 block, and we'll gently set it on here. Okay, turn this a little more. Okay, now if you take the level out and flip it from end to end, it should read exactly the same. This one's not, so this level needs to be calibrated. Go back again the other way. Yeah, that level's off just a little tiny bit. Not much. Okay, so how you would adjust this is by loosening or tightening these nuts here. Alright, got this all leveled up here, and I'm going to show you how you calibrate these. I'm going to throw it out of adjustment here. There's a little nut on this side here, there's another nut on the bottom, and when you turn those nuts up, it throws it out. So you need to slowly adjust the other way. You can see the bubble moving. Okay, now we'll flip this around the other way here and we'll check it. It reads the same both directions, and that way you know your level is calibrated. Now you can go set it on your machine. There's one on the top and one on the bottom. Just snug it ever so gently. Looks like we gotta go a little more. Like that. We'll flip around, check it again. One more time here. It's almost exactly the same. So now you know your lathe, your level's calibrated. I'm going to bring you over to the surface plate and we'll perform this again. Okay, I got this on the surface plate, and again you can see my bubble is perfectly level. So we'll take this and we'll just flip it around. This is a little easier because it's a little bit bigger. You got a little bit more surface. Put an exact same position. And it's coming back. Takes a couple minutes for it to settle out. Okay, so you know your level is calibrated, okay? And I know for a fact that this granite plate on my cart here is not perfectly level, but there again, you move it around till you find that spot where you're somewhat in the center, and then you go ahead and calibrate it. And you're good to go. Right there. Okay. Okay, I got you set up on the lathe here now. I got a couple parallels on the flat ways of the bed with that same level, and as you can see, the bed is straight here, and I'll bring it around to the other end. And the bed is perfectly straight, perfectly level on this end. Okay, now you can also check it by putting the level on it this way to check the lathe being level front to back. My lathe is not level front to back. I have the tailstock end tipped down slightly for allowing the coolant in the chip pan to go to the drain. Otherwise the coolant all accumulates over here in the front by the headstock. That's why this is tipped down about 10 thousandths. And the same thing, you can put this on here both ways and wait for it to settle out. And your bed lathe is level, so this way we know that there's no twist in it at all. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bar in the chuck, and we're going to make a cut on it, and we're going to mic it. Alright, I got a bar mounted up in here. Let's make a test cut on it, and we'll see how it mics up. one little spot here that it didn't quite clean up all the way, but that won't matter. We're not going to measure it in that area anyway. One inch 500. See how it is down here. Maybe a tenth under 1 inch 500. So it's within a tenth probably. Oh, I don't know how long is this here. 9.5 inches, and it's within a tenth. So the lathe is turning straight, so you don't have to worry about doing any adjustments with the head. If you had to adjust the head, there's 2 bolts here, and you remove the gear cover. There's 2 bolts in the back, and there's a couple adjusters on the back side of the head. So you could move the head either right or left. What you do is you put a dial indicator on here so you can see how much you moved it, and then take another cut if you was turning a taper. But this here is good. So I think now that the lathe bed itself is straight, nothing needs to be adjusted here, because I had made a pass before and I was getting 2000s taper, but there was a slight amount of twist in the bed, and I took that out, and now it's cutting straight. So okay, I hope you got something out of that. You've seen how to calibrate the levels and so on. These are what they call a Starrett 98. They make them in a, I got a 4-inch, you can get them in a 6-inch. This is an 8-inch. The other one that I have is a 12-inch. You can get them in a 15-inch, I believe. These are relatively inexpensive. You go on like eBay or Facebook Marketplace, something like that. The 3 that I have, like 2.5 years ago, I think I bought them. I paid $150 for all 3. So, and the Starrett 199, which is more accurate, that measures a 1/2 thousandths per foot. Those generally go between $475 and $775, and for a hobby guy, I just don't feel it's worth it. I mean, we're not building rocket ships in our home shop and that kind of thing. If you're trying to do really close tolerance precision work, yeah, maybe, but I feel for 99% of the people that do this type of stuff, these are plenty good enough, especially for how often you have to use them. You might use your levels once every 6 months. Well, I hope everybody's having a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.